Well, that would be smack in the middle of December. That's the 15th. Could be. And if it is no better time, of course, that would be like a serendipitous change because tomorrow's was kind of given us an off day in case of rescheds. So it's not like they could have planned around it. Not again, not that I think Valve would plan around it, but would be perfect timing if they are watching. Drop that patch right then. Shake up our playoffs would be fun. We'll see. Deadlines in Valve don't necessarily mix, Mike. They've already missed once. I know.
Yeah.
I keep my expectations loose, so I'm pleasantly surprised when something comes out. Still, Team Dog, a pleasant surprise for them. Grimstroke comes out here, so another way of piercing through the Pangoliers' Rolling Thunder. And you've got this double Rupture coming through the Soulbind, so a lot of value here for Team Dog in just getting that done. Does lock you into the Clockwork Grimstroke support duo, which is fairly active. You can play pretty quickly with that. I don't think Team Dog's in mind too much. Fairly solid for them. MG.Trust, though, seeing that there's a bit of a lack of hard lockdown beyond the Grimstroke silence, you have a lot of leeway to make this Ember Spirit work. Doesn't care too much for the Rupture. Can kind of just zip around as he wishes. So MG.Trust do kind of set themselves up well here, taking that Fearless Hero early. He does deliver on the Ember Spirit when he does play it, so it's a safe pickup for them. And MG.Trust do get to keep one very important aspect as well, Mike. They're all red. So they're tying it up with that red draft.
That is very important, of course. Red is generally a very nice color to go for, and it's good to see that they are. In fact, everyone is kind of red on the on both drafts. Batrider will come out now for Team Dog. Very nice pick up there. I believe that should be in the mid lane for Arbed. Could obviously be in the off lane as well for Ice. But I imagine Ice will want to play the Bloodseeker, so that should be the Arbed here in the mid lane. And that should make the life of the Ember kind of difficult as well, right? Like, you're not going to enjoy going into the Batrider. You do have the Flame Guard, but that only does so much. And, I mean, the Firefly with sticky napalm damage generally goes through the Flame Guard pretty darn quick.
That it does. You've also got this great synergy for Team Dog. So many Soulbind combinations here. Double Lasso, Double Rupture. Lots of ways of playing with your cogs here as well. MG.Trust sneakily pick up the PL, so you don't have the best of ways to clear out those illusions. I suppose Stroke of Fate is nice from the Grimstroke, but it can be hard to find a proper Rupture. It can be hard to find a proper Lasso against a PL. So without that instantaneous lockdown, a lot of room here for Savage to jump in and out. And we were talking about Savage specials, and the Morphling Phantom Lancer is one of his specials as well. Right, we might not see it as often, but this is something he does play in the Bleeding Edge, and is quite comfy with. So we'll see that what he does pull out with this. I am disappointed to say that this does break out our red team, though. So MG.Trust have broken that streak here.
That's going to be a big problem, I imagine, in this game one. But we'll see if Motivate can recover from this fashion dilemma that they've run into now. Of course, the PL is one of the old 23 Savage specials, I would argue. One of the heroes we used to see him play a lot back when we first started casting 23 Savage. So, looking forward to seeing that all over again. But you did kind of point out the fact that they do have a bit of wave clear in the Grimstroke and Batrider, and that might prove to be an issue. Of course, even with the Bloodseeker, you have the Bloodright, which is also somewhat problematic here for Savage. We'll see how he does intend to deal with it. Well, Team Dog now, they know exactly what they're running into with the POS 1 of Motivate, so it's going to be a matter of what they want to go into now to counter that out. A lot of position 1s have already been banned out, and I do wonder what they do want to give over to In Your Dream to deal with this PL.
Yeah. They do have a couple of options there. Sven is gone, but perhaps you just go for something that gives you some decent time against illusions. Doesn't care too much for the potential mana burn. That's the bigger part. Like, there's a lot of burn that the PL can bring once the Fusel Blade's up. I know it, and it has to be something that can kind of hold it down. Sven would have been really nice if it wasn't banned first. Maybe a Jug. That can be a bit wonky back and forth.
Thank you to Team Dog for banning out CK, by the way. We didn't need any more illusions. Thank you very much for that, Team Dog. I think we can all send our gratitude out for that ban. Motivate.Trust. How do you want to finish this one off? They'll go for the Tidehunter. Old special. Just going back to the old Masteros days, I suppose.
Yeah, yeah.
Have a bit of a fun time with that.
Yep, it's an interesting one. So we're looking at a Pango 4, a Lina 5, perhaps. It's fine, a bit greedy, and Team Dog do go with the Ursa. So that's something else that can probably buy Battle Fury. Deal with the PL that way, doesn't care too much about the mana burn. So you do have a lot of leeway here for In Your Dream to just go in and out. Would be kind of an interesting lane against a Tidehunter. I think that is going to have some back and forth there within your dreams. So you're going to have to watch yourself if you're IYD. Overall, a rather straightforward draft from both sides. Nothing too crazy coming out here. The only wacky thing for MG.Trust is running the Lina Pangolier support duo. So it looks like Boombell on the 5 Pangolier, Q on the 4 Lina might be the name of the game here. Let's see how much they can maximize these supports. If they can get enough space to get big. Team Dog. Lots of emphasis on perhaps using their Grimstroke combinations. Double Rupture, double Lasso is something you'd want to see here from Team Dog, as they do lack AoE control beyond that. Apart from that, straightforward farm timings here. We've seen Ice 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 deliver in the Bloodseeker before. And of course, Abid in the Batrider. He's played that across, what, like 2-3 tournaments now? BTS Pro Series Season 3, Dota Summit 13. It's one of the pickups that you do tend to ban out against Abid. That's slightly true. So Fearless has his work cut out for him. You mentioned it, but that spell shield is not going to hold up too long if there are enough stacks of Napalm there.
We'll move into a game 1 of this best of 2 series between Team Dog and, of course, Motivate.Trust. He's got the dad bod cosmetic as well.
Everyone's got it. Jeez.
There you go. Truly in the name of Masteros, they bring it out again.
Oh, man.
I'd have it no other way, John.
Yep. Just a callback. We'll see how much they can get done. Death has big shoes to fill. We know what we expect from a Masteros Tide. So that's got to show us some numbers close to that. We'll see if he can deliver. He has had a really good performance since he's been on. Again, we were expecting Nevermind, but he hasn't been on in a couple of days. Could be that they are standing in Death now.
Yeah, I'd say Death has been doing pretty well from what we've seen. Definitely wouldn't necessarily say an improvement quite yet. We haven't seen enough of him at the moment, but he definitely has been performing very well. So we do see Arfu running down Boombell on the Pangolier, but of course Boombell going to be able to just swashbuckle away from the battery assault.
30 seconds to battle.
It's like Death is going to roam in as well, just make sure everything's okay. I doubt that they'll try to contest the bounties down at that bot rune spot. They'll just go for the top bounty runes on Team Dog. MG.Trust will do the same down at the bot rune spots. We'll see if they go for a bit of a scuffle, but I highly doubt it. There's really no point here.
No. Could run into trouble. Level 1 Gushes on Death, along with the LSA, and along with that early Blightstone, can really cause issues in the lane, so not going to take the risk. Savage.
Savage.
Ice with a sad face.
Oh, boy. I mean, he's playing on Motivate.Trust right now. I don't know if he should be saying stuff like that, but
I mean, he is just filling. He is, right? Like he is still officially filling. So it's not like he's officially fully in the roster. He's just kind of standing in as they find replacements after that whole roster shakeup.
Arteezy's gonna have to be careful, John. Savage is out for his job.
Yeah, we'll have to watch how that goes. Still the lane for Savage, starting solo first. So it looks like the trialing down bot. MG.Trust love to do this. Doesn't look like they've got the opportunity yet for first blood. But again, you've got Gush level 1, you've got Blightstone, and Boombell just leaves.
This Bloodright is going to be quite annoying for Savage, as he does avoid it for now. He does go for the very early point in the Doppelganger. And that'll allow him to make sure he can at least juke that out. Spoonbell's going to come in and try to harass out Polis a little bit. Ice is just going to continue spamming out the Bloodright over and over again, because that's what Bloodseeker does right now. And, Yeah, it is going to be pretty hard for Savage to maintain himself as the levels do go up. He's going to run out of a lot of regen. Meanwhile, the bot lane are Phil In Your Dream going to be up against Death and Q. This shouldn't be a lane that In Your Dream suffers with too much. Like, maybe the laner gets a little bit annoying, but once you've got a couple levels up, I think you should be able to deal with this duo that's come out from Motivate.Trust. Especially if Fu can make the jump onto Q and kind of get him away from Death. You can really start to stack up the Fury swipes, although mid lane, Abed going onto Fearless very early on and will get the kill. He will die to the tower, and Q will be around to soak the XP. But Abed able to get the first blood straight off the bat.
It's really big for a Batrider. We talked about this, but the mid lane's not going to be easy for Fearless. He does melt down to the damage of our Batrider, and that's just set to escalate as the game goes on. Abed now level 3 as well. He's going to be able to spam level 2 napalms out, and that's just going to make it that much harder for Fearless. Of course, Fearless this time around opts for early boots, bypassing the early bottle pickup, opted for just a little bit more survival, and because Abed also went for early boots. He just needs something to help him at least increase the gap between him and the Batrider. Of course, should help out in taking some of
Fearless.
Oh no.
Yeah, he's dead. Fearless. Underestimating how much sticky napalm he was taking. In Your Dream, meanwhile, bot lane was taking quite a bit of damage, but it's going to be fine. But this mid lane, it's going to be a bit of a whitewash if that keeps up. Abed can pretty much do that every single time Firefly's off cooldown.
Yeah, Fearless has got to be a little bit more careful in that lane. He's forced to walk back now as well, so he's going to miss out on a couple of waves. Boombelt's there to soak up, but this is not the ideal situation. Abed now, level 4, probably going to hit 5 in a relatively short manner as well. Means that he's just got control. He's going to be clearing out camps well. There needs to be some relief from MG.Trust, but again, their supports are not in any space to really get those rotations out so far. And overall, MG.Trust, despite finding at least one counter kill on Abed from the tower, still going to be set back a bit. They are finding some decent gold though, but that does end up going to the way of Team Dog as well. So they need to at least get one lane going. I think they have to focus on giving Savage a good start. Even that isn't really lined up. Like, he's not falling behind, but Savage isn't top of last hits. He's down by a couple of creeps. That does mean Ice is actually getting his job done in the off lane.
I mean, it's not too hard of a job for Ice on this Bloodseeker for sure. I was just having a look back at the mid lane. I mean, Abed just really not allowing Fearless to even go near the creeps. He does now, but Abed's going to bottle up a double damage. And that's going to make life that much harder up until Fearless does hit that level 6 mark. It's an extremely hard time for him. In fact, he's going to rotate into the jungle and try to start taking neutral camps instead. But the flame guard has worn off, so he doesn't really have that option available to him. Meanwhile, top lane, Boombill is going to drop low on Ice. Looks like he wants to go for the dive. He will not be able to finish off the kill. Boombill will be able to salve up on the Pangolier. And this top lane, I mean, you already talked about it, but it's not going to get much easier for Motivate, but they are going to try to go on to Team Dog. In fact, Fearless is going to join in now, so Ice will go down. Paulison is kind of a sitting duck now on Savage. Will be able to take that kill for himself. I think I cursed them, John. It's a nice rotation out.
It's a heads-up rotation from Fearless, exactly what he needed after that slow start in lane. It's not enough to compensate for the slow laning start though, Mike. Level 4 and Fearless about to hit 5. But look at Abed, level 6 already, has a double damage rune, pocketing his skill points as well. Looking if he can just play greedy without having to go for the lasso. Still has complete control in the lane. They are making moves bot.
In Your Dream, gonna be in trouble. Death actually falling low himself. In Your Dream, however, gonna be the first one to drop. Looks like Q may die to the clock and does. Phil and Paulison able to get that one, and now they'll go on to Death. But Death, I believe he will be a bit too tanky. In fact, he might find another kill here, or maybe not. Phil is able to stick charge up. He's gonna survive as they go back onto Death. He has another anchor smash if he wants to try for this. Fu is going to tie now. Paulison is stuck with this tide by himself. And he cannot do the job by himself. We'll have to leave. While all that was happening, top lane, I believe we did lose our Pangolier. Nice. Ended up getting himself a kill.
Yep, really even start now from MG.Trust. They're starting to find some ground here. That minus armor strat early on the bot lane, definitely paying off. That quick level and gush securing these early kills. So you do have to watch out for how much damage does get amped up with the Blightstone and gush, but Q oversteps a bit.
He's going to be alright. Even just with the brown boots, it can be quite hard to keep up with the leaner. Fu might go again now. It does have the battery assault up. Just waiting for those tranquils to come off cooldown. Oh, and Q might be out of position now if Arfu does make the rotation in. They are just kind of staring each other down at the moment. Fearless, meanwhile, was ruptured up top lane, trying to go after Ice. Blood Right will be dropped, but Boombell will just keep going. They will not be able to keep up with Ice, who does eventually back off. Back down to the bot lane, where Arbet is rotated now onto Death. He does have the Ravage, but he won't commit yet. Just trying to hold on to it for now. It will eventually come out. That's a big Ravage, connecting on 4 heroes, and Arbet on the run may just die and will. 2 heroes going down, and the silence on Death just did not last long enough. A 4-man Ravage to get himself started in this game number 1.
That's just the perfect start for a tie that you could hope for, punishing the overextension. MG.Trust on point with a rotation T-piece as well, paying off in a big way, giving that a lot to play with. Of course, you have sort of left Savage alone, but he is finding farm elsewhere on the map, still having a good time here on the PL. And with those sets of kills, MG.Trust, despite the slower start, have managed to pull ahead 4-7. Less than 1k net worth lead. They're getting a ton of farm out on Death and Savage. And they are sort of sacking Fearless, but we've seen Fearless in this spot before. Does have his levels up. Just needs perhaps the phase boots into Yules to really be effective on that Ember. And he will eventually find that farm. Team Dog, for their part, after that quick start on Abed with that 1 death, his timing on the travels will be offset. They are making moves up top on In Your Dream.
They are trying. They aren't going to really be able to lock him down, though, so In Your Dream is able to just get himself out. Bot lane could see a bit of action. Q going to get ruptured up by Ice into the Blood Right, and Q is going to get blown up. That's going to get himself a free kill, while top lane In Your Dream was trying to go onto Fearless. Now we'll try for Boombell, but does get disarmed straight away. In Your Dream just going to keep farming up. Looks like he's not too interested in getting involved this early on, although as I say that, Fearless playing with fire. In Your Dream getting jumped on again by Fearless with the Remnant, and In Your Dream is eventually going to die here. The Ember does make it happen.
Yeah, that's a really important kill for Fearless to pick up as well. That does help him save up after that slower start. He is starting to claw his way back in that word. And In Your Dream is actually the bottom bin right now of all the cores. So this is not the spot you want your Earths to be in. Team Dog has to give IYD some space to play farm in, but so far, he's not getting that farm he needs. So gonna see if In Your Dream gets some recovery done for himself, but good pressure from MG.Trust, hitting Team Dog where it hurts, keeping that Ursa down.
They are. Savage, he's been kind of freely farming up in the jungle ever since. Just left the lane and started getting that farm up. Once that Diffusal Blade is available, it's going to make it that much harder for Team Dog to try and fight into Motivate.Trust. I mean, you're nowhere near that Battle Fury. It's going to be very late here for In Your Dream, which is going to be very bad news. Let's go into Fearless again, but Fearless will just throw the chains out and it's going to be perfectly fine. There are 3 heroes up here, even Arfu joining in.
MG.Trust, they've got the smoke on 2 supports at the back though.
You do have that Rolling Thunder on Boombell to boot. Arfu, Swashbuckle, not going to land. Rolling Thunder is going to be used up, but they don't quite have the angle, so Boombell will go towards the west, see if you can find In Your Dream. They do land the stun once, but that'll pretty much be it. And In Your Dream now pop the Enrage. Soulbind is there with the double silence, but everyone's going to be fine. Unless Abed can find a lasso. Hookshot in from Arfu. A very messy engagement here from Team Dog. Still trying. Durbo trying to fight it out. Laguna is going to come out, and now Abed is also going to die. A great rotation in from Death. That's going to be the fourth kill out for this Tidehunter. And another failed rotation from Team Dog.
Yeah, just overcommittal under the tower. They need to respect how often MG.Trust have been jumping around the map. Very well played from Death. Looked a bit bad at the start, missing the Rolling Thunder, missing out on the spells, but pays off. And they managed to punish Abed again. After that good start, Abed starting to lag behind and farm a bit. Is behind Fearless now, though.
Looks like they have found a target in Fearless. Silence up is going to be long, quite a long time in fact. But he's going to Remnant away, still ruptured. But the Remnants are going to come out and he just TPs. There's not much they can do in the way of stopping him from doing that. Nice, he did have the Rod of Atos, but didn't have the vision.
And that is the weakness of the Bloodseeker, countered out by one item, very cheap item as well. Still, MG.Trust have stalled out long enough to get Savage up with the Diffusal Blade, #1 in net worth now. And this power spike for the PL is going to rip through all the heroes inside Team Dog if you're not careful. I'm going to go for those tier 1 tower trades though. Tier 1 up top can be taken by Team Dog eventually, and the tier 1 bot going to be pressured here by MG.Trust. Going to be even on the map. This should give In Your Dream a little bit more space to farm up his Battle Fury. Still 2 parts away, and you really do need this to come out for In Your Dream in a timely manner. I'd say within the next 2 minutes, ideally, if not 2.5 to 3 minutes at latest. Just don't want to stall this any longer than you have to.
Hook shot in on to Fearless mid lane. They got the silence off into the Blood Right. A nice lasso out from Abed. They do have help, however. Where's the damage coming out from? It is not Team Dog. They have nothing. Savage now going to run down Polison. They're still trying to kill off this Ember, but he is just not dying. Maybe now with the Blood Right? No. He will Remnant away in time. Meanwhile, Burnbuild still going after Ice. This Bloodseeker probably not going to last very long. In fact, he is able to walk away. The 3 heroes going down that mid lane into that tier 1 mid tower.
Yeah, this is just a superb play coming out from MG.Trust. They win out the fight. They've got a Blink flying out for Death. So he's really emphasizing the team fight here. He already has his Vlads up as well. So our Tide is going to be looking to set up fights now for MG.Trust. And not the most common early pickup for a Tide is going to be very effective. And we were talking about Death having to fill in the gaps for Masaros. He definitely feels like he's up to the plate.
I mean, he's doing a great job so far. Yeah, let's look to go in, see if he can find anyone, but the Sleight of Fist is going to be off target. Be the tier 1 mid going. Meanwhile, the rest of MG.Trust down at the bot lane, looking at Abed on that Bat Rider. And Ravage is going to be committed. They just want this kill ASAP. With the Rolling Thunder, it is going to be more than enough. And I do enjoy the fact that Death doesn't feel the need to hold on to the Ravage. He will commit it if he does find himself a very valuable kill.
Yeah, it's really what you want. Just put that spell on cooldown, find early pickoffs early in the game. Doesn't matter too much if it's not the biggest kill, as long as you find something, because you don't tend to find big 5-man clump ups early on anyway. So you might as well just take what you can get. Team Dog, for their part, are sitting back, still building up that farm. In Your Dream is about a minute away from the Battle Fury, so he's within the timing, considering that start. But MG.Trust are not going to rest. They're just going to keep fighting like this.
Hook shot. It's going to be the back. Looks like they did find out the Lena. Q is going to die, but now Savage is looking to come in. Ice goes for a rupture. Does he even get there? I think he got an illusion. Collison is going to go down. It looks like an Ice has been left behind. He will also die, and yeah, I'm pretty sure that rupture was on a PL illusion.
Yep. It's the tricky part, right? It's so hard to find the right target. Now
Apu. I mean, Savage is out of control now in this PL. There's not really much in the way of slowing him down. He's just way too far ahead. And even looking at this tie, John, I mean, the fact that he got Vladimir's blink at like 14 minutes into the game was always going to be a real problem for Team Dog. You look at it in your dream, he just got the Battle Fury up. It's not the worst timing in the world. It is a bit late, but by the time you've gotten this, it just feels like Savage is already out of control.
He definitely is. The best you can hope for now is that In Your Dream gets left alone to farm up as efficiently as possible. With Battle Fury, he's going to get a lot more. There is a smoke here from Team Dog.
Death is going to be targeted. They go for the hook shot out. They should be able to get him with the blood right there as well as In Your Dream. And Boombo going to go straight in the middle of the cogs, doing a lot of damage, but he is basically by himself, or maybe not. Fearless and Q going to come in. They go after Paulson in the back as well. Paulson should die, but they do get Q with In Your Dream. Abed, meanwhile, trying to go for a bit more, but Savage is around now. He can't really find the real one that easily. Now he does. The lasso is there. They got the PL, and In Your Dream will come in, and they do get the kill. Onto Fearless. Chains out. Is not going to be enough. In Your Dream wants to keep going. Fearless, he does have one Remnant available, but he's going to play with fire. He will Remnant the other way. So overall, a good team fight for Team Dog. They get a lot of valuable pickoffs there.
Yeah, they do win out. MG.Trust just a bit too staggered in their initiation there, or counter initiation. Death, not quite the tankiest with this kind of build. He is going to go for the disarm though. That's going to be a massive help up against Ursa. But he does need to watch himself if he does get isolated. Really easy to pick him off if you have enough bodies. And they do lose a bit of gold from that. So Team Dog, nice little bit of a recovery fight. They're going to need more of that down the line though. And they have to worry here a bit. MG.Trust, they've got Ravage back up on Death. And when you have that blink, you want to keep fighting.
Hookshot is there. Boombo, he can't really Rolling Thunder through the rupture. He's going to die. Now, with that, Motivate, do they really want to keep going forward? Looks like the answer is no, not quite yet. They'll just keep farming up. I suppose you don't really want to wait too long into In Your Dreams, Ursa. It could become a real problem later on in the game, but I have to see. In Your Dream, he has been catching up in farm.
Yeah, he's given that space. With a Battle Fury, you're highly efficient in clearing out camps. Not the same kind of farm for Savage. He is very quick across camps, but doesn't clear them as quickly. So you've got to watch the space you're giving to IYD. Is paying off. I'd say MG.Trust, it hurts them every single time they're sitting on this Blink Ravage, because you invest in the Blink to get the Ravage out. They should understand that they need to be hunting a little bit more than they have. They have taken a couple of losses, but there's that smoke from MG.Trust. Just go for a single pick off as they have. It's going to be enough to make this worthwhile.
Top lane, Fearless. TP down to the bot lane. The rest of the Motivate gonna just take the right Radiant Triangle, but bot lane, Fearless. Get rid of Atos up, but he does get the Yules off. Still, he has been ruptured. Gonna be alright. Bounty runes are picked up 2 for 2 down at the bot lane and top. Looks like Abed's gonna run into a DD rune now on the Bat Rider as well. They do find Abed. This could be a very valuable pick if they could get it. Can they perma-stun him up? No, the BKB will be there. He will be able to run away.
It's a fairly big item to pop out though. That was the 10-second charge of Abed, and that's going to leave him vulnerable if ever the Ravage does come out soon. They are just going to go straight to the rush, but here MG.Trust going for that easy objective. You do not quite have vision here from the side of Team Dog, so it's just going to be straightforward for them. Should have an inkling of it happening, although Ice.
Oh, Ice getting caught out. Laguna straight away being expended by Q to make sure he dies quick. That Roshan. That'll be the Roshan. Going down fairly easily. for Motivate.Trust.
It's a bit rough for Team Dog. They still are keeping up in terms of net worth, though. This investment in your dream is paying off. SNY is up. BKB is going to be next for your Ursa here. Abed, for his part, after that, BKB is rushing his own Blink. So once you have that on Abed, he's going to be able to at least jump in, maybe isolate the PL before he gets some illusions out, or grab this Fearless Ember that's been causing some havoc now and take him out before anything else can happen. We'll have to see how that does line up. You've got the Blink up here, though, on Boombelt's Pangolier flying out. So he's got a way of just blinking in with a Rolling Thunder, getting himself in the right spot to get control. It's going to make it a lot easier to set up for the Ravage or follow up on the Ravage. And that's going to improve the team fights here for MG.Trust. Again, they've been sitting on this Ravage out from death. They need to start lining up where they want to go with it and kind of make use of that. They do have the Halberd flying out on death, though. So he is going to be able to at least get the disarms off soon. I believe he's still lacking the Talisman of Evasion. Once you've got that up, the Ursa is going to have a harder time focusing in and getting some damage out. So yeah, you're going to have to want to get that BKB in your dreams soon, as the timings are going to line up at right around the same time here.
Yeah, say hello to Abed in that mid lane. Hookshot, going to be there. Death getting caught out. Bloodright is going to be there as well, so he can't Ravage quite yet. He could wait this out, though. He is still alive, but the Battery Assault slowly ticking him down, but he gets the life still in time. Rolling Thunder now. Death eventually does end up dying, but they also got Arfu. Pulse will drop, and with that, they also lose Ice.
It's a big amount of heroes to lose just for the Tide. And the sad thing about that as well is that Death holds on to Ravage. So they still find 4 kills without having to expend that big teamfight spell. Only In Your Dreams really getting anything from the map, but his farm is still not overtaking Savage. Savage already with the Ags up on his PL means that he's going to be sprinting around so much more. With a Phantom Rush, he's going to get a lot more control out as well. A lot more damage out because of the buff it does give. So Team Dog will have to be a bit cautious. They do have that Blink we've been talking about for Abed. So he can jump in, get the lasso off on either Fearless or on perhaps the real Savage. But Fearless does have a fresh Linkens. So it's going to be a bit more complicated if you want to lock in that Ember.
And it will be. Tier 2 top tower will drop. In your dream, how's his farm going? It's still going well, but in terms of dealing with the PL, it just looks like there's a long time to go for him. Like, what's the real game plan here from Team Dog now?
They've got to play with their Soulbind combinations. Go for solo pickoffs, that's where they're strong. Avoid the clump up, that's where MG.Trust wants to be, and they find one.
They do, and they're going to make the jump in onto Arfu. There's that double... Oh, nice hookshot attempt, but there was nothing there to hook onto, unfortunately. Savage has got a DD rune active as well. He'd love to go for another pickoff. So there isn't going to be much around for him to aim for, so he'll just take down some Ancients. Maybe they could rotate into the mid-tier 2 tower. That is what Savage will do. Get the tier 2 tower for free.
Yeah, it's a bit of an awkward time for Dog, right? They've been sitting on this Blink of Abed for a long time. They haven't really been able to get control out on the map to get any solo pickoffs going. MG.Trust have been very disciplined and sticking together as a pack. So not many opportunities presenting themselves for Dog. I think they need to smoke up. They do have only one ward out right now. They're going to need more to get some information off. And the Halberd is up here for Death. So he has a solid way of keeping control in Your Dream. In Your Dreams, BKB is just about to come out though. So it's going to be a back and forth between those item usages. It's going to be important for In Your Dream to be on top before the disarm can be up.
Another wraparound here, MG.Trust. Looking at In Your Dream. Looks like Savage may have spotted him out. Should have seen him go into that tree line. Pings are coming out for In Your Dream. He's going to go for a TP play, and looks like he just might make it. The line strike array not going to be there in time. Instead, it looks like Motivate, they just want to go for the last outer tower if they can. Only thing is they don't really have a creep wave. So they'll have to take it easy for a little bit.
Dog, they've smoked up on their high ground here in the triangle.
Try to get something done here. Nice lasso is out, but a quick Yule's out from Q into the line strike array. They got the BKB off this time, so they will kill off Boombill. Ravage, oh, it's a great Ravage out from Death, jumping straight in onto In Your Dream. Arfu will be the secondary to get cleaned up here. Savage tipping his Tidehunter. Meanwhile, Fearless, he does catch out the Bloodseeker, and they will surround Ice. Death on this Tide, John, he's been doing a great old job. We've been saying it all game, but some great work from him.
He's just really filling in the shoes of Nosferos really well. Reminiscent of that. Death really coming into his own. Gonna go into the high ground now. Good bait out, but they aren't gonna give up just yet. Buybacks forced out from Ice. He's gonna have to put in his all, but Savage with his Scotty up is just such a hard hero to deal with. And they're just gonna lose the tier 3s, perhaps this full set of racks down mid as well.
Paulson died to Savage Illusions.
Jeez.
I wasn't watching. I assumed they were just running in, the Illusions were just running into the tier 4 towers.
Jesus. Savage.
Well, yeah, that'll be one lane of racks. I mean, this is the PL, John. We've seen him play this many times.
Oh, yeah. They've forced a buyback, but they've already taken the tier 3 bot, so it's exposed. Not in a position to fight MG.Trust. Have to wait for the cooldown on Ravage. But I have to say, this ward they have in the high ground, like, so much value. Like, this is why they could stand back, go for the Ravage. The vision they've got in this jungle, Dog needs to respect that. They know that they don't have eyes in the sky here in the bot jungle, so they've got to be cautious about where they come out. Their triangle's the safest part, because that's where their vision is. That's where they should be farming. That's where they should be forcing fights. Very hard to force it outside, even with a smoke.
Mid lane, they're going to try again with another smoke behind In Your Dream. Wrap through the dire triangle, it looks like. They ping out Death. Death could be in a spot of trouble. Doesn't have Ravage for another 15 seconds, but does get out of within safety. However, they have caught out Q with the lasso. He's going to be alright. They do get double ruptures off, but is it going to be enough? Boombill just rolling around within that rolling thunder. Savage actually going to get caught out by In Your Dream. Is going to die. Now Fearless looking to try and make something happen with Q. Also being jumped by this Ursa is going down, but Savage is now there to get some revenge out. They get one in the carry of the Ursa, and they'll also get Arfu. No buybacks left for Team Dog, and Arbed in a very awkward spot. Can he TP out? No.
Ooh.
Savage does just get him in the nick of time.
Oh my god. He died in the fountain. His body TP'd out if you double click it. Jeez.
Oh no.
On the edge, Abed. Not a good feeling.
No,
and with that, they're just going to be able to push out. No Ravage, but they got the big kills. They did force the buyback out from Savage. So he's in a bit of an awkward spot. Doesn't want to overextend here, but should be safe for the push. Dog options are running out. Going to be down 2 sets of racks, potentially all of them, if MG.Trust chooses to force this out. Heck, they might even eye tier 4s, but looks like Fearless is going to play safe and start to set up the creep wave up top at least.
Savage. I thought they might even just rush tier 4 towers, honestly. They may not realize the buybacks weren't there, or maybe just didn't believe they'd have enough damage to get through the tier 4s this early on. But there is a Roshan, of course, so why not just get started on that instead? Maybe the Roshan going down very quick. Fearless holding everyone else back, but Motivate.Trust is going to be there. Won't be quite enough, there's no follow-up to it. Meanwhile, Arfu trying to go for a hook shot into the Roshan pit. Not going to be there in time. Abed tries to jump in and steal the Aegis, but he doesn't get it either. And he will be forced to BKB-TB. He did get the cheese, but is that really going to be the game changer? We'll find out soon, because Fearless, he's in trouble with Arfu. Misses the hook shot. He does not get Fearless. Now, in your dream, going to be surrounded by Savage Illusions. He does BKB and Enrage, trying to run out of here, but it is over. They do call the GG. Motivate.Trust, they do get game 1.
Yeah, it's, again, MG.Trust on the up and up after the last time we saw them 2 days ago. They are looking a lot better now, much more tied in with their team plan. They're playing together so much better. Team Dog slipping up here and there. Really good start in Abed, but doesn't manage to amount to much as they do throw too many bodies. Got to respect the Tidehunter. Got to respect Death. It might not be Masaros, but Death is a beast of his own. I want to say one big part of it is that set. I think anyone who has this ridiculously ugly Tide set is someone to be feared, because they're comfy enough to rock the dad bod and not care.
Absolutely. You've got to be confident with yourself if you're going to play that kind of cosmetic, John. With that, we are going to move on to our final game of the night between Team Dog and Motivate.Trust. Should be coming up in about 10 minutes. It's MLP Dota and JohnXFire. We'll see you soon after a very short break for that final game.